behind the scenes with future country rock blues kings and queens. Discover them first with Palm Mash TV. Palm Mash TV.
Well, hello everybody, it's Paul Mash TV time once again. We're glad that you could join us today. We've got a great interview coming up for you in just a moment. But before we get into that, don't forget to subscribe and click that bell, and you're always going to get the latest interviews notified to you whenever they come. And feel free to use our comment section. We'd love to hear from you there. And if you're on Facebook, go to facebook.com/PaulMashTV, which is our official page, and feel free to like the page, inbox us, comment on everything you see. We'd love to hear from you there as well. And if you'd like to send us an email, it's paulmashtv, all one word, @gmail.com. And feel free to use that if you're a band or solo artist wanting to be on the show, or if you're just simply a fan. We'd love to hear from you there as well. And we're going to recap all of that for you, the closing credits at the end of the show, so stay tuned for that. From Parkersburg, West Virginia, we have Patrick Lawrence, a very talented country artist, and I think you're really going to like him. And we'll get to that in just a second, but first, here's a quick word from Click Jam. So don't go away. We'll be right back.
We got history, got me feeling the nostalgia when you look at me, thinking about what could.
Okay, here we are with another interview as promised, and with us from Parkersburg, West Virginia, we have Patrick Lawrence. Thanks for joining us, Patrick.
Yeah, it's good to be here.
Okay. Well, tell us a little bit about how it began for you as far as being an artist goes. I mean, everyone has their own story. Let's hear your story.
Well, when I was about 16 years old, a friend of mine gave me a guitar. He didn't use it anymore. You know, it was one of those old cheap First Act brands, you know. And as soon as he gave it to me, it's kind of just like it clicked. I literally, even if I didn't know any chords, I just kind of play around with it every day until I did learn chords. And then I had a bunch of different people teach me, you know, somebody taught me this chord, another person taught me that chord. And then I just started learning a little bit at a time, and I started singing. And probably about the time I was 19 years old, I would say, is when I really got my fingers. You know, I really started playing well. And seemed like every year, you know, I just kind of grew into it. It all started because that old friend of mine gave me that guitar, and that's pretty much where it all started.
Oh, okay. Well, that's quite a story, and I'm glad you're doing what you're doing, and hope you'll be doing it for a long time. Why don't you tell us a little bit about some of the influences that you grew up with and helped develop your song style and your writing abilities and so forth?
Okay. Well, the main influence I would say has been Buck Owens and Dwight Yoakam. I went to West Virginia School for the Deaf and Blind, and that school had a radio station. It was a classic country radio station, and one of the classes I had from there was helping operate it. You know, changing the songs, talking on air, and I would always listen to Buck Owens and you know, some of those other country folk like Merle Haggard, and I just grew to like that music. I started, you know, kind of playing the blues a little bit, just kind of like how, you know, Dwight Yoakam always called it cowpunk, you know, but it kind of has that blues rock kind of sound, but it's sung in like that country voice, and I really like that. And kind of Elvis Presley did that too, you know.
Exactly.
Heartbreak Hotel, that boogie woogie type feel, like, you know, like Jerry Lee Lewis. And if you listen to Dwight Yoakam, like Guitars and Cadillacs, Honky Tonk Man, things like that, I just always love that. And that's really how my style formed, because when I was a teenager, I tried so hard to sound like those guys until I decided to do my own thing. But still, the songs I write today, you know, just kind of they just kind of have a certain feel to them that, you know, just kind of remind you of that style. So, and that's what I love.
Oh, well, that's good, you know, because I remember Buck Owens back in the day, and Dwight Yoakam, obviously, and and they're both legends in their own right. So I can see why you would love those groups or those singers. Excuse me. Why don't you tell everybody exactly how they can find you, especially download your music and stuff like that? Are you on any kind of streaming site, or do you have physical copies? Maybe let us know.
Well, I am on YouTube. It's just under Patrick Lawrence. You can see how wide I am. So if you see my picture, it's not too hard to find me.
Mm-hmm.
I do have a LinkedIn page, but it's more professional. But I'm going to try to at some point I want to try to get a website together. I'm trying to better promote myself. So really, right now it's just YouTube until I can get a website together. I think that would be the best way, but really I haven't done much promotion for myself because I've lost a lot of hope. Because when I used to live in Maryland and I could find all kinds of musicians, but when I moved back to West Virginia, it's been very hard. So for a long time, I just kind of lost inspiration until recently, which I started getting it back, with the help of Nisi and those other, the other people on that label. Have kind of just encouraged me. Now I'm kind of starting to feel that passion again. So I'm really going to get back into it, really going to try to get myself out there and create ways so people to make it easier to find me via that website. Or if I just create a like page on Facebook for now, but one of those things, I'm going to do so people can just look forward to seeing that. I'll probably create a like page. I may even start it today. So if we ever have a second interview, or when I have that radio interview with that indie radio that can't remember the name of that, but I will be announcing my Facebook page on that. So if people are interested in that, they can listen into that, and they'll be able to find me that way.
Okay, but for right now, you definitely have just YouTube for right now, I guess, huh?
Yep, just YouTube.
Okay, well, just look up Patrick Lawrence, I guess, on YouTube, and you can find his music. And I know he would love your feedback on all his songs. And speaking of that, obviously, we're going to have a song from you right now. The Storm song, I do believe it's called. Is there a story behind that song?
Well, I don't know if you ever heard that song, Big Winds a Coming. Like, big winds a coming, listen to the humming. I can't remember who sung that song, but when I worked in that radio station, I used to listen to that song all the time. And I'm kind of a competitive writer. If I hear a song I really like, I try to make a song that I think is better. I try to write a song that I think is better. Mm-hmm. And that's where I got the idea for this song. So it's kind of I wanted to make a song. There's nothing better than a Southern song to me about a storm, because if there's one thing people out south and out west know about, it's tornadoes. So like if you're in Kansas or even in Georgia, when I was in Georgia for a year when I was a teenager, and I remember there being a tornado. So, I, from past experiences, and listen to that song, I just kind of put it together based off, memory, and of course, listening to that song. But that's pretty much where I got that idea, and how it came together.
Okay, well, that's it's pretty good song, and I know everyone out there is dying to watch it, and we'll get to that in a second. But Patrick, I think we're just about out of time for this episode, but we'll want to thank you for coming by, and we definitely would like to have you come back if you ever want to, and maybe we'll have a second one with you.
Yep, anytime.
Okay, well, here's the Storm song by Patrick Lawrence right here on Palm Mash TV, so don't go away. We'll be right back.
You are doing. Look over there, we got a big old twist of brewing. Son, go get your sister and mother from the house. We'll be there in a minute, all the animals are out. I got them the safety for that yeller sky turned black. Then I heard my mother holler, where is your daddy at? He was too late to get to the cellar, we had to shut the door. Cannot believe I never never will see his face anymore. I was so afraid and terrified on the day I saw my daddy fly. On the day I saw my daddy fly. After the storm we left the cellar to say our last goodbyes. Daddy and the farm flew away into that blue sky. We gathered in a circle to pray, hug and cry, and mourn that very day my dear old daddy died. Town all got together to help rebuild the farm, knowing daddy was up in heaven, helped us carry on. I took over the farm like any good son would. But Lord, if I could go back and save him, I would. He was too late to get to the cellar, we had to shut the door. Cannot believe I never will see his face anymore. I was so afraid and terrified on the day I saw my daddy fly. On the day I saw my daddy fly. He was too late to get to the cellar, we had to shut the door. Cannot believe I never will see his face anymore. I was so afraid and terrified on the day I saw my daddy fly. On the day I saw my daddy fly. He was too late to get to the cellar, we had to shut the door. Cannot believe I never will see his face anymore. I was so afraid